Number one is what was the biggest pain point I found in using the Claude Coworker? I had a post, as I said, this Sunday, 10:55. What was the biggest pain and surprise that I found using that? And the biggest pain is, and I'll write more about this because it's actually fairly important if you're going to be an early adopter, even a non-coder adopter of these technologies. These things still require a fair bit of familiarity in terms of how the systems work, even within the same company's products, Anthropic. So, for instance, Anthropic's Cowork, when you do the sessions on or with Cowork, they work fine when you're in a session on, let's say, you're the Claude app on your Mac here. But the moment I do it on my phone in the Claude app, those two conversations don't know anything about each other. Each time the conversation is loading, they're loading specific memory files. They put it in context in the context window, and they don't necessarily talk to each other until you recognize that and you tell it constantly, oh, by the way, find the other conversations here. The files are here. Go look at them, load them into your what's called a markdown file, an MD file. So it's all this mumbo jumbo that you have to do, which are not for regular users. Most users will not do this today. It's very similar to early days of personal computers, which most of you are too young for. But in the early 80s, you had to worry when you were working on a model of IBM MS-DOS PC with that one, a Compaq or a Dell or an IBM PC, etc. Each one had its own methodologies, and they didn't talk to each other. You had to work within very specific 640K memory constraints. It was a total pain, and we are at that pain stage of these language models as you move in functionality from the chatbots, which is relatively straightforward, ask questions, to do things for me and do them on certain schedules. All of that, and remember things about me and what I like, what I don't like. It will do that in the session that you're in, but the moment you're done with that session, start a new session, unless you set it up in a complex way, it will not remember you when you come back, even a few hours later. It'll almost act like a new intern, because that's an analogy that everyone likes to anthropomorphize. And it's literally like you've worked with an intern, to use that metaphor, for hours or days. You thought that they know your style, methodology, preferences, etc. And then literally you started another day and it's just a blank slate intern and just doing it very, very early days. And you have to kind of refamiliarize them with everything again. And that's a pain. So I would say that is one of the biggest pain points, that these things don't talk to each other. It's one of my 10 points that I wrote about in my Sunday post, but I wanted to highlight that as the daily pain point of using these systems like Cowork today. Hopefully it'll get fixed very soon.